you hear me all right? I'm using new
Yeah,
earbuds.
yeah, I can hear you. Johnny's here. The Diet Coke hater.
Johnson.
You got anybody that's gonna do nationals this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, my goal honestly is not really to go to nationals. I mean, I can avoid it just given the sheer amount of athletes that are there, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very easy to get overlooked.
yeah. I'm gonna have Alyssa do it.
It'll be good. I mean, it gives you guys a lot of time.
Yeah, I think. I mean, she's already improving, so uh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get her first crack there. Even if I figure, I mean, she's on here now. Even if we get first call out at a show like that in Class A, that's I think what should be right for bikini. Um, I mean, I think some of the girls in that first call out, she has a can beat,
yeah, oh, absolutely.
especially with a year of progress. So, um, but it's like the last show. There's nothing like I
That's the
wish they
last
had
one.
a national show like in September, October. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the closest is
North Americans.
USA's, right? No, I think USA's end of August.
No, that's North
No,
Americans
that's
the end of
end of
August,
July.
right? End of July is USA's, and then you have July. So it's like beginning of July is Universe, and 4 weeks, 3, 4 weeks later is Universe, and then 3, 4 weeks later is North Americans. It kind of like sucks. There's a 4 month gap, you know,
Yeah, yeah, and then you have fucking junior USA, junior nationals, universe
which
like
is
back to back
literally
to
right
back.
before Universe. It's fucking like
Yeah,
like a month before both of them.
yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know,
a little
so
interesting. Whatever. What are you
yeah,
gonna do?
yeah, fuck. We'll make our own national show.
That'll be cool.
The Diet Coke Pro Am.
Yeah,
John will be the first overall winner. a
and you know what the prize is? He gets like a
whole
fucking
a year
industrial
supply,
size.
a year
Yeah,
supply, buddy.
yep. It's just gonna go to waste. We'll sub it out and we'll give him a year supply of York peppermint patties instead,
Oh God, who the fuck eats those?
and toothpaste.
Tommy.
Toothpaste.
He said, "Count me out." uh,
European national show. Good luck to her pro to European national show, bro. Those guys
yeah.
are
Sam said, "I missed what
fucking
happened."
insane.
We're talking about John Silva's hatred of Diet Coke. Sam,
Mhm.
what is one piece of advice for someone competing at the national level for their first time?
I'm in peeled, like out of your fucking face,
Yeah,
peeled.
I was gonna say conditioning, and posing. Make sure your posing and conditioning is just nailed.
Yeah. It's realistically, if you're not Jake, um, if you're who I remember you
Yeah, bro.
are,
He did. I think he did Big Cat.
yeah, he's like pretty fucking jacked. Like,
Yeah, yeah, dude. You have a hell of a physique, man.
yeah, he's pretty fucking jacked. So like coming in peeled with physique like him, I mean, that's a solid chance at a top, first call out, potentially top five, depending on the
I
category.
would I would also say too, I don't know, a lot of people I find like say you're 207 pounds, right? A lot of people will try to cut down to light heavy and they'll fucking ruin their look. You could probably, if you come in at your best look at 207, the chances are you're going to catch maybe, a good amount of people slipping on conditioning and probably beat them,
Oh yeah,
that are
yeah,
heavier than you. So come in peeled, uh, come in peeled and make sure your posing is on point. You got
yep.
a great physique, man, for sure. Hell of a
If
physique.
you're a man, be it your cap. Well, I guess it's relative to the class that you're doing, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
sure.
mean,
I
it's
I think he does bodybuilding,
gotcha.
and he's young too, from what I recall at Big Cat. So got a fucking bright future, man. Keep at it. I assume I'll have to compete supers. Competed at Big Cat at 223.
Cap
Yeah,
for heavyweight is what, 228?
225
Oh, yeah. I
and
mean,
a quarter.
I'd have to see the
Yeah,
condition to have an opinion on that, but
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't, maybe, yeah, it depends on where your condition was at, dude, at 223. But
it's realistically top call out. You're likely going to be competing against guys that are like
two
250 plus.
I was gonna say, yeah, those guys are fucking
Yeah,
big. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
don't
Just thinking
also
back
too,
to
man, if
even like my buddy Pete Martin.
yeah,
I think he was like 255 in
yeah, he was
USA's.
shredded.
Yeah, and he got second.
Yeah, he was peeled out of his fucking mind. Yeah,
He'll turn pro next year for sure.
oh
Like
yeah,
he
yeah. I have
is
his
fucking
conditioning up here. I mean, he was pretty. Pretty good condition. Little more quad separation, Jake, I think, but up top, striated chest, everything looks really good. Glutes were just about there, back looked great. So I'd say maybe like 5 pounds, Jake, on this, you'll be dug the fuck out, which is realistically not much. You know what I mean? Like you're right there, dude. But yeah, my guess is with your genetics and if you fucking put another 10 or so pounds on, you'll probably be a super. But eh, you got a bright future, man. All right, you want to kick us off?
Sure. All right. I'm going to start with the first question with John. Biggest downfall of competitors? Pretty broad question.
Biggest downfall of competitors? Oh, Jake said he's 268 right now. That's a big boy. Yeah, it's a lot of weight, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
225, depending where your condition is at now, is it's a good drop, dude. But yeah, of course, man,
Um,
anytime, dude.
yeah, happy to help. Um, so I guess biggest downfall of competitors. I guess it's a handful of things, but number one is just not taking the off season seriously or fucking up your reverse diet and setting you up for a really shitty off season. Yeah, I mean that's probably the biggest
I would say too, there's so many know-it-alls nowadays, and they just
thing.
fucking want to. Also, it's like individuals just making their own adjustments to their plan. It's like if your coach got you this far, they got you peeled for a show, you fucking did great at your show, look wise, right? Because judging obviously is out of everybody's hands. But like it's your best look and all this, like stuff. Don't make fucking changes to your own plan. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so um but yeah, I think people's minds nowadays with how much information's out there, TikTok, Instagram, all that, like people literally there's just too much out there, I feel, and it's a lot of contradictory shit. And people just a lot of people just think they know everything. And it's not the fucking case. And nobody knows everything, you know?
Yep. Yep. Agreed. But yeah, there is a lot of that. I would say now is there's so much content out there, and people think like, oh, just because I listen to this podcast or do this research on these
Yeah.
drugs or these peptides, it's like everybody's got an opinion, and it's like,
I think
dude, at
I
the end
think
of the day, if you look at the top level, let's just go back 3 years. Like nobody was using peptides. And
no.
now everybody thinks it's like you got to run fucking this and that, this and that. It's like, look, there is absolutely useful peptides and metabolic activators that both you and I use and propose to clients to use. But if you're the type that's just like in love with the shit and you're just constantly asking your coach, like, can we run all these different things? Like, chill out.
Yep. Yeah, you can get in shape without retatrutide, I promise. Um I think I think too another couple big ones are people trying to stay too lean for too long, so they're dieting for too long and not giving their body any fucking time to actually grow. Um, Another one too is chasing the scale, right? Just because the scale is going
Oh
up,
yeah.
you're not growing. That doesn't necessarily mean that, right? I feel like there's always like this weird notion around like I need to eat 5,000 calories to grow. That's not the case, right? If you are in even a 300 calorie surplus, your body will grow provided you're stimulating it properly to grow, right? Proper training intensity, right? Training to activate, the tissue to break down, sleeping enough, recovering enough, right? A surplus is a surplus, 100 calories or 1,000 calories, right? I think a lot of people think more food, right, equals the scale going up equals growth, and that's not the case, right? So it's a surefire way to shoot your insulin sensitivity in the foot quicker, and just more bullshit you got to take off dieting. You know what I mean? So, and then the biggest one for me is just people ignoring their fucking health.
Yeah.
Like that's a fucking huge one. You know what I mean? I mean, if you tell your coach like, "Hey, I want to dabble in the PED side of shit," and they're like, "All right, listen, no problem. Make sure blood work's good." Matt or I is going to add supplements to your fucking plan. Like they're health supplements for a reason. They're not negotiable. Don't fucking ignore it. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people ignore their health a lot nowadays, right? Just for the sake of blasting more fucking drugs, you know?
Mhm.
So,
Agreed.
I don't really know any other ones.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
good.
A lot of people make a lot of emotional decisions in bodybuilding.
I know. Yeah.
Just, you know. Um, so yeah. What else you got?
So quick one, this is just for me, how's prep going? So 2 weeks in, I'm down like 18 pounds. This usually happens for me very quickly. Um, some of that is water because I ran out of growth about 10, 12 days ago, right after I started prep. So I do anticipate I'll be up a couple of pounds once I started again tonight. Um, yeah, it's good. I mean, I always perform better when in a caloric deficit, both in
Yeah.
the gym and like I just feel healthier. So it's off to a great start, honestly. So that covers that. How long is a typical prep?
So number one depends on the individual, right? Obviously. Um, I mean, for Matt and I mean, I'd say a client probably anywhere between 16 and 24 weeks, right? Depends, right?
Mhm.
Is somebody natural? Are they enhanced? Male, female? And obviously, where's the body composition? Um, I think if it's somebody who's like never actually prepped before, it's obviously going to be a little bit more of a long-term thing to get them peeled or in the condition for their division. I think a little bit longer is wise, especially if they, never done it before. So, it's going to take a little bit longer to peel any of that baby fat off that they've had for their life, that's never had to really suffer through a diet to get off. So, I think a little bit longer, a 24 week approach there might be a little bit wiser. As opposed to like somebody like Matt or I's gotten in shape before. Maybe if it's 16 weeks, I'll tell them 18. God forbid you get sick or something. You know what I mean? So maybe just get a little bit of a jump start, and then you have them ready a few weeks early. And you just can start reversing them in. Um, but what do you think?
Yeah, not well said. I agree. The most challenging client in prep, what was the scenario? And so you come at that from a couple of different directions, whether it's
Yeah,
just challenging in terms of actually their body responding, and then challenging in terms of like
yeah.
the,
Who made me want to put
them.
my head through a fucking wall?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God. Um, Jesus Christ. I don't even know where to start. I mean, fuck.
I saw this one, so I had a moment to think about it,
Yeah.
and I would say to answer the first part of that, look challenging in terms of like responding. One of my clients has rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
So, any type of autoimmune disease, disorder, whatever you want to call it, they flare up when inflammation is high. So I learned pretty quickly it was a matter of like managing that systemic fatigue. So it was to the point where like pretty much right out the gate, we were checking in 2, 3 times a week. Because, I noticed quickly if there was a week where I pushed him, he would gain weight. So then I would just feed him up for a few days in a row, pull back his cardio or kill it entirely, and then he would lose a bunch of weight. So that was effectively the most challenging client I've had in prep. It was just a shit ton of push and pull, a shit ton of check-ins, and peak week, same thing. It was a lot of managing water retention while we were feeding him because he hauled onto water like a motherfucker when you give him any type of food.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was most challenging in terms of body responding. In terms of most challenging, just like you said, wanting to rip my hair out. Um, you know, and obviously it's part of our job, but it comes to a point where it's like there is a level of maturity that you need to take upon yourself as an athlete. And when you're messaging your coach every single day with like actually minutia questions that are, a little ridiculous that you could either Google or whatever, or even just asking for frequent changes on like diet plans, stuff like that. Like I've had, an athlete or two like that in prep, and it is very challenging to deal with that because we do have lives as well. Like right, like these are the type of people that'll text you at 8 o'clock at night, your personal number with like a question that could easily have waited till the next day or whatever. Or be put through the proper vehicle in the app that we communicate with our clients through things like this. So yeah, I had an athlete like that, and it was definitely challenging.
All right. So I'm trying to think like the most challenging. So I think the most challenging preps I've had to deal with, honestly, are individuals who haven't listened from the start of their prep. And I know that, and I give it a few weeks to kind of see. And then I have to call them out. And then it puts my job a lot fucking harder because you're now turning a 16, 20 week prep into a fucking 12-week prep. And now you're behind. And it's like, okay, well, you want to do the show, you whatever, but hey, listen, you just kind of shot yourself in the foot. So those have been probably the most challenging preps. I've dealt with that a few times over the years. Not mentioning fucking names. But and then I'm just trying to think like if I had any specific prep, like nothing crazy, maybe like a plateau for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then you finally crack it, you know what I mean? And so but I don't really consider that like a challenging full prep. It's just a small period of time. And obviously as coaches, we all have that. But I would say the most difficult preps have been, and then a few years ago, a female client just absolutely so fucking difficult to deal with. So, and that just made the prep that much more challenging because everything I was saying to do was combated with not a why, right? Because we don't mind why, right? You should know why we're making these changes, but it's just like, I think this, okay, then coach yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you
That's a
know,
huge thing, man. Like if you don't coach, even if you're like a seasoned athlete, if you hire somebody to do their job, let them do their fucking job. Don't push back on every
yeah, just
fucking
listen.
thing.
Just
Don't have
listen.
an
Yeah.
opinion on everything.
Yeah.
Don't be like, hey coach, I think we should do that. Like relax. Of course, feedback is good, but it's always those ones with the persistent feedback that it's just like, all right,
Always.
you're a know-it-all. Like maybe you should coach yourself or like go with somebody else because this is not like, you and I have been doing this for long enough, both as athletes and coaches, where it's like, all right, you fucking hired me, let me do my fucking job. Don't come at me with a million fucking suggestions about what we should be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I don't if my clients listening to this don't think I don't want feedback because
No,
perfect
no, no.
example is like I had a client it was Andrew. I mean, he did extremely well in his first season, right? He came home with fucking four first place trophies between the two shows he did, right?
Yep.
But there were instances like near the end of his prep where he was dug out and he was like, "Yo, coach, I feel like my legs are cinder blocks today.
Right.
Like, I think it might
That's
make
good
sense."
feedback.
Yeah,
That's good
yeah. It's like,
feedback.
yeah, it's like I think we might want to like. I think it might be beneficial for me to take an extra day off from the gym. It's like, all right, you're two
Right.
weeks out. Your men's physique. Yeah, don't do legs today, bro. Like, let's
Right.
skip legs today. And it
Right.
was a fucking phenomenal outcome because he dropped the next day, he felt better, like all this shit, right? So,
Right.
those listening, please provide pertinent feedback. Just the whole point being is don't be that person that comes every week and say, "Hey, coach, I think we should add a little bit of this. I think maybe we should try to push a little bit harder. I think I'm a little behind on my condition, like whatever." You know what I mean? Let's do our
Hmm.
thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. That's good feedback though, right? You want to know when a client's feeling like that. So,
Yep.
um,
Jason says individual PTSD that don't sleep, I feel can be a challenge. Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime you have anything that, sorry, John just came in with an outlandish comment. Anytime you have anything that's going to impact sleep, of course, something like PTSD is going to be it is going to be a challenge, right? Because the body's not going to respond optimally when you're not sleeping. So, likely scenario, like I imagine that's going to be a lot of pushing and pulling in terms of managing the systemic fatigue during the prep.
mm,
John, hey
yep.
coach, I'm pissing blood. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I sure hope that you give that feedback if you're pissing blood.
So funny. What else you got?
Chocolate or gummy candy?
What was it? Chocolate or gummy candy?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say gummy candy.
Yeah, I was gonna say gummy candy too. Some sour gummy worms or like some gummy bears. Sounds good as shit.
Sour strips, dude, the blue ones.
Oh, they're so good. Sour strips are great.
All right, stranded
I
on
like
desert island, four items you'd bring.
for items. Can we bring people?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take you with me for sure. I'd take probably you and Cahill. I'd take an entire fucking gym and an entire fucking Walmart.
Entire Walmart. Dude, you just picked like 100 million items that you would bring to
Well,
this
I'm
island.
clarifying the whole Walmart as one, because everything's inside the building. So the building itself is the item.
Oh man. Well, you just solved all of your
Sam said, "What the fuck, bro?" Well, first of all, that was my answer. First, if your husband has to say you, he has to say.
yeah, fair. So my four items, I'll bring Sam, a water filter,
That's
uh
fair. Yeah, but Walmart
Flint.
has the water filter.
Dude, yeah, Walmart has fucking anything you want. He's got a TV in there. Bring a fucking flat screen to the island if you want. They got a generator too. I'm sure you can find gas in there somewhere. Good. I'll bring Sam a water filter, Flint, and I don't know, like a hatchet or something.
Yeah, you took it way more literal than me. You took it the right way. I'm like, I'm taking my two best friends, a whole fucking gym, and a Walmart. What would be your
What
one-two
would be your
go-to?
one?
Dude, John, a Ninja Creamy, bro? What are you, a woman?
I'm
No Diet Coke. Now a Ninja Creamy. The
taking a
right?
fucking microwave, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm taking a microwave or a fucking like George Foreman grill.
Too much Foreman.
It's cook to cook some good chicken and steak on it. You know, potatoes
Yeah,
you could
there's
cook
such
on
a pain in
there.
the ass to clean.
I know, but if we're on an island, bro,
What
just
the fuck else are we
take
doing,
that shit in the
right?
ocean, clean that shit. Start scrubbing it with leaves.
All right. Best vacation where you can have options staying on plan in the off season.
What? Say that again. Best vacation?
Yeah.
It's not. They do make them. Absolutely, Michelle. Yes, they do. They
Yeah,
make
George
like
Foreman's still making a ton
yeah.
of money.
They make like the flat top like tabletop inside grills for sure. Yeah,
Very passionate about George Foreman's over here.
dude, I got one. They work well. You know how many shows I've brought that to, dude? They work very well.
And bring the hot plate.
Yeah, they work too. All right, what do we
Yeah,
say
so
for
best
that?
vacation where you can have options staying on plan and off season. So I mean anywhere where there's an Airbnb and a grocery store,
Yeah,
that would be
I was gonna
fine.
say anywhere
But
you got a kitchen access and a grocery store, you can Uber to or rental car to.
yeah, best in my opinion. I mean, I like going on cruises. So I mean, going on a cruise like Royal Caribbean is the only thing I've ever been on. And they got sick gyms in there, and they have pretty much all day pretty solid food options. So you could eat some type of lean meat or
Yep,
relatively lean meat and some type of solid carb source pretty much at all
yep,
times during the day. At the same time, you get to see cool places as well.
yep. I'm bringing three people and a piece of bread, and I'm going to make them fight for the bread.
This guy's the rat king over here.
Tommy,
You know,
dude
dig a
goes
big
to go,
hole and put all three
dude, dude,
people in, and
dude goes to the military once and just chooses violence. What
yeah,
the fuck? It's
Greece cruise. Yeah, that was probably our best cruise when we went to Greece.
my homeland.
I know.
Yeah,
You never been, you son of a bitch. I'm
I
more
know.
Greek than you.
It's technically, yeah. I mean, I was there when I was young. I was like 5. That was like my
That
last
doesn't
time.
count.
Yeah, I know it doesn't count. I know. I'll tell you
Uh,
what, with 4 kids, I ain't going there no time fucking soon.
yeah,
Imagine the
unfortunately,
airfare for just 6 of us, bro. It'd be 20 grand.
it'd be so much money. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
All right. Opinion on bikini girls stepping down to fit model, especially pro bikini.
Opinion on them stepping down?
Yeah, there's quite a few that
So,
are dropping down to fit model
yeah,
pro league this
I
year.
mean, so I guess it really depends on, if they're willing and want to push from a muscularity and even honestly a PED standpoint of where these pro athletes in bikini, I guess, are going, right? If they don't want to and, the development has surpassed what they want to push, I guess, I can understand it from that perspective. But I think if like they're just dropping out because they don't want to put that work in, I think that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the former for probably like 99% of them though.
Yep.
It's like first off, free will, right? Do whatever you make you happy. But
Rep.
I know there's a lot of people that like talk shit about bikini competitors that are doing that, but it's kind of asinine because to your point, the girls are getting so big that not a lot of girls
Yeah.
want to push as much gear and they don't want
No.
to risk realization.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's just going to make Fit Model better because let's be real, if it was just the pros that won their pro cards last year for the most part, I mean, we wouldn't have a great
100%.
we wouldn't have a great roster. We really wouldn't have great shows, to be honest. I mean, you look at the chick that won the first pro card versus so the girls that won the last ones, plus some of the bikini pros that are dropping down. I mean, she would get absolutely
100%.
fucking waxed. You know,
Yeah, it's true.
bikini is mini wellness nowadays. Yeah, effectively. JC says he hasn't been to the Dominican since he was 7, and he is Dominican. Well, you live in New York City, and it's a melting pot, so you got enough culture out there. Steve's just down in the
Sam said
boonies.
mini figure. It's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's true.
Um, can you explain peak week? What variables stay the same, which are manipulated?
I mean, it's obviously different for everybody. I know Matt and I, we're not cutting your fucking sodium. We're gonna obviously alter it, but like you're not gonna go the whole week without fucking sodium. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's gonna be managed and strategically placed or increase, decrease, whatever it may be, right? Like, but water's gonna obviously be manipulated, but by a week out, Matt and I have somebody ready. So you're not pushing in that week, by that point your food's gonna be higher and we're just managing fatigue and stress and kind of just cruising you on in.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody, though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But like, I guess a good framework rule of thumb. I guess the number one piece is we try to eliminate as many variables as possible. So pulling all the like diet drinks, any type of artificial sweetener, any type of seasonings, even like garlic and onion powder. I encourage people not to because that could cause some
Yep.
gut
I
inflammation.
was going to say, yeah, it could cause reflux too.
Yep. Certain compounds may be removed as well for talking enhanced people. Um, Now the variables that are most important obviously is your food, which is going to likely vary day by day, if not hour by hour, the closer we get to the show. Um, Water is relatively consistent throughout the week up until a few days out when we start
Yep.
manipulating that, pulling that down, but it is loaded prior to that. And similarly with sodium, it's generally being slightly loaded on top of what your normal baseline is during that week, all just to help with aldosterone and not having any type of water retention. Those are the main things, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, dude. Absolutely.
Does timing of L-glutamine matter when taking it on an empty stomach or with protein shake? Yeah, I do recommend taking it on an empty stomach.
Yeah, empty stomach. I've had some people like take extra at night too if they need, but usually in the morning, 10 to 20 grams, depends how much, you know what I mean?
John says, let's say you start working with someone around 16 weeks out. How many times do you give a refeed to see how the body responds? So it's not an optimal scenario to just start working with somebody at 16 weeks out of a show. We've talked about this plenty of times. Like we'll do it in the right scenario, of course, but it's far from optimal. But we'll just roll with it. I mean, depending, let's say they're actually in a 16-week out condition, right? And we have a good sense of what their diet was leading up to that, right? Which again, under the right circumstances, like if somebody doesn't follow a diet and they just come to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to start 16 weeks out," like it's very, very unlikely I'm going to say yes to that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I agree.
So under the precedent that we know what this person's diet was, their cardio regime, their drug protocol, all that going into the 16 weeks out, I mean, I am going to start pretty quickly on a refeed out the gate. Again, like if they are in a position where their conditioning is good for 16 weeks out. So I would have like a once a week refeed at minimum, but it's not necessarily to see how their body responds like from a look perspective. It's really just to help fuel their glycogen and keep them full throughout prep, right? I mean, I'm going to be more concerned as they get a little bit leaner how their body responds to the refeeds,
Absolutely.
but
Yep.
you get this data pretty quickly.
Yep.
So Nick just popped in. What's up, Nick? Good to see you.
What's up going on, Nick, dude? How are you? Yeah, I don't typically like to just start with somebody at 16 weeks out. It really doesn't give me any time to learn their body or see like kind of what works or not, especially like you don't know where their body comes at. So once you see it, it's like, pretty well, like, all right, we got to tighten this up and then get your food back up before we can start a prep. So, I'll tell somebody very honestly, like, hey, listen, first 3, 4 months here, we got to get your metabolism cranked. We got to get some body fat off. We got to get a good X amount of weight off just really get you leaner. From there during that time, sure, they might get a refeed here and there or every week, right? And you're able to see at that point and take notes and data on, okay, they got a refeed after 8 weeks in a deficit, and then you have good data to kind of go into a prep later on. But I would say 16 weeks just to start, not knowing somebody, it's you gotta ask yourself, what is the outcome you're desiring here if you're trying to just hire a coach for 16 weeks? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Allow them the time. And I posted a reel weeks ago about why you should give your coach time prior to a prep. There's a lot of magnitude of reasons, and I think that definitely is something that is a wise move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, even if it's just fucking 2, 3 months. Just give them some time.
Yeah, because at least between the prep and those 2, 3 months, you'll have 6 months together. You do a lot in
Exactly.
6 months.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
that's all I got.
Okay. They were good questions. Let me pull mine up. All right. How do you guys balance science and experience when making decisions for a client?
It's that's a good question.
It's your favorite word.
I don't know. I guess I gotta think about that for a little bit.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know. So
say,
a good example of that is going back to refeeds, right? So science says that refeeds don't mitigate metabolic damage, and I don't give a fuck what science says. It absolutely does. So I
absolutely.
guess it's like making judgment calls, right? So if you look at the data on a lot of things, like most studies that are done, they number one are, and if it's even like a sports specific one, typically it's done with a collegiate athlete at best, right? It's not done with a bodybuilder ever. And you have to think about all the variables that may impact the outcome of this study, right? Whether it's
Yep.
around hypertrophy or recovery or whatever it may be. There are so many fucking variables beyond whatever they're basing that study on, whatever they're testing, like this
Yep.
person's sleep, their alcohol consumption. Are they even training hard? Are they actually following the diet or whatever it is they're trying to follow, right? So you do have to take a lot of the data with a grain of salt
Yep.
and actually look at the subjects that they're using. Because people will throw data around all the time, but a lot of these studies are pretty fugazi when you look into them. So,
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's just one example that comes to mind. So, I don't know if whoever asked that is in the chat, but if they had any other thoughts or specifics on that, I'm sure we could drill into it a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
good,
for
good, really
sure.
good question,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it is. It was. I think like you said with refeeds, right? There's obviously like a science-based there's science-based evidence there, right? Um, you know, it's a lot of different scientific shit, right? I think like a lot of the peptides now, there's more scientific, research and evidence on, which is good to have because it can drive obviously decisions on usage and dosages and things like that, right? So I think decision making with shit like that is, okay from a science perspective. But obviously, there's going to be so much individualized shit where science. What's going on, Jordan? How are you, man? I hope you're doing
Hey,
well.
Jordan.
Where like it's just going to be so individualized, right? Like if science, hypothetically speaking, if science said somebody needs a refeed every fifth day, what happens if they don't? So a lot of this is just going to be based off of what you're seeing in real time data with an individual, and then like sure, science is good, can back up what you see the responses from a refeed, right? But science can't dictate when that's going to happen,
Yeah,
So I think that's
dude.
a fine line right there and a good example.
Yeah, 100%, man. There is absolutely an art to this for sure.
Yep.
That cannot just be documented in a study or book or an ebook or whatever.
No.
Another good example of that. So a friend of mine, and I haven't spoke to him, but I don't have this conversation with him honestly. He's a coach. He's an athlete, pro natural athlete. I remember him talking about how he basically predicted his stage weight like a year in advance. And I'll be
It's
completely honest,
crazy.
his look was pretty far from his best during his season. And it makes me wonder if his decisions were heavily impacted by what he thought his stage weight would be versus what
It's
it
fair.
truly should have been. Because he's an extremely data driven coach, an extremely science driven coach.
Yep.
And that's just an example where, like, I think, well, it's not, I think he definitely missed the mark on his look. And I suspect it was likely as a result of him letting his decision making go down the path of what he anticipated his weight to be on stage.
It's
So
fair.
just
It's
another
fair.
example, like the human body is not a fucking calculation. You
No.
can't say 20 weeks out like, oh yeah, I'm most likely gonna be this on stage. It's
No.
way too hard.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Yep. Yeah. Sam, he looked like trash, just being honest.
Always my wife just throwing it out there.
Honest is honest, So I just saw that there.
Trash is a harsh word to use for it, but he was definitely not at his best.
um, me see what else I got. What are if you had so it says if you had to pick three things that you assess when a new client comes to you, what would they be?
In terms of like their physique, I mean their
I mean,
body composition.
we ask a bunch of questions up front, so like we're obviously assessing a lot more, but
Yeah, it's so much more than three. But yeah, I mean their physique, right? Like their body composition, their muscularity,
yep,
um, what are their weak body parts,
yep.
and I don't know. There's too many to just name three, man. I'm gonna go on a list of like 100.
I know. I was gonna say, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, three's very a very limited thing. And there's so many more that dictate kind of how to approach somebody's initial plan. Um, but yeah, I would say definitely what their current diet is, right? If I had to, if like we had to pick three, I would say where their current diet's at, where their current stress is at, and current lab work.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, current lab work, current diet, current look.
Yeah, agreed.
I think those three you can if you each just had those three, you can make a pretty good inference on what you need to do. So um but yeah. All right, let me see what else I got. When it comes to workouts, how do you know if somebody needs more intensity or more frequency?
I mean, I program my training with pretty high frequency, right? So it's not going to
Yes.
be a frequency thing with me. It's always going to be the intensity, and it's just a matter of sending form checks.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I think frequency and then managing the volume based off of somebody's feedback on their recovery and stuff, and also depending, do we have them in a deficit, a maintenance, a surplus? Obviously, like you're gonna be able to handle a little bit more volume, right? Or maybe we add in a few more sets and stuff. Like you're gonna be able to handle more when you're in a surplus and whatnot. But I do think frequency is a very important thing, especially you know as long as you're training, with intensity, right, and the right way. So, and that's what, like Matt said, where the form videos come in, which we're big on, and um, send your form videos. So, JC said his arms blew up when you started when you
They
started doing
really
this
have.
training. Yeah, it's good. Wasn't I just saying how that he
You're
looked really
literally,
good? Yeah, before
yeah,
we
you
got on.
literally right before we got on, you were saying,
Yeah, yeah. So, is he competing this year?
yeah,
What's he doing?
Atlantic seats.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. Fuck. Oh shit. I'm excited to see you there, dude. Awesome. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking busy day. I have 7 people doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. What supplements would you guys consider non-negotiable for a PED user?
Oh, like health supplement?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. Some type of kidney support, some type of liver support, and some type
Yep.
of lipid support.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd put CoQ10 in there too, just for the overall heart. But yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, kidneys, liver support, an overall health thing. Um, Depending where their cholesterol's at, bergamot is a good one. Like I said,
I
CoQ10.
will say nine out of 10 people I've ever worked with that are on any type of testosterone do have some type of skew in their lipids. So bergamot is pretty much across the board
Yeah.
for most of my
Yeah.
clients at this
Yeah.
point.
I would agree. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that omegas, and sometimes if it's an issue, um, plant sterols, right?
Yep. Yeah. What is the craziest cycle that you guys have ever seen from a client that's come to you?
Yeah.
Seen some fucked up shit.
It was somewhere in the realm of. So he wasn't running it when he came to me, but he had run it previously, and I think it was like a gram test, 800 trend, I think,
Ooh.
yeah, I think 600 Masteron, and I forget what else was in there. But when I saw 800 trend, I was like,
Damn. Was it real
whoa.
trend too?
And he explained to me that it
Bro,
felt real.
800 trend is crazy. Holy fuck.
So much.
Bro, what the fuck? Why? That is wild. Holy fuck. God
Yeah.
bless that guy. Was that it? That was it though? Just those two?
I don't remember what else he was running. Well, that was the craziest. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of stupid shit in
Yeah.
my day now.
Yeah. Crazy and stupid tend to go hand in hand, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um, so from a female perspective, I mean, I've seen almost 400 test, 300 trend, 300 master on, 50 Winnie. God, fucking no T3, 2 hours of cardio a day, no carbs for a year straight. Um, and then for a guy, I think I saw, oh my God, what was it? 1,500 test. I think his was 4 or 500 trend. I think there was 600 deca in there.
When she
Um,
says that it isn't a female anymore, you're right.
dude, it's one of them things like whoever does that to a woman honestly should be in fucking jail.
Bro, it's fucking crazy, man.
It's an
Like, what are you doing?
absolute fucking crime, and it's a shame. Um, the guy was on, I think, 75 T3, 140 clen. I think it was 600 trend, 10 units of growth, 1,500 test, and I think there was like 6 or 8, 900 EQ.
Oh, is this who I think it was? It is?
I think so. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. Like it's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um,
I I've never seen Trent on paper for a female, but I know it's used. Even in like wellness, it's used. But the worst I've seen on paper for a female, low level amateur as well.
yeah,
75 Anavar, uh 20 I think it was 20 or 50 Winnie every day. 80 Proviron, and I forget what else was on there. But it's like, what are we fucking doing here, man?
it's ridiculous. Honestly, at that point, I almost hope people shit is fake.
Oh yeah, no, of course, hopefully.
You know what I
But
mean? That's just fucked up, dude. Now, people that are doing this have no business fucking telling anybody what to do. It's kind of sad.
no. No, yeah, it's crazy.
I told Tommy as soon as he's done his stint in the military, he's doing 800 trend for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's in it there. At that point, just go to 1,000. So you might as
Thousand,
well
we're
just
doing a
blast
gram
to
of
a
trend,
thousand.
buddy.
Could you imagine just the neurotoxicity of that fucking trend?
My anxiety would kill me.
I would just, I don't know. I feel like I'd be on crack. Like
Oh,
I am
Sam's right. Yeah,
so.
Novodex was on there too.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Nolvadex was on that one too. It was, I think 20. I think it was 20 milligrams a day of the Nolvadex.
Yeah, she's right.
Um. Uh. Dude, I'm in such like commando fucking mode when I'm on trend, man. Like I told you, I feel like Achilles and Troy.
Yeah.
Dude, if I did
I
a
haven't done it in a
thousand,
while. Oh god.
holy shit. Oh my God.
I haven't done it in a while. Maybe like a low dose, like 10 to 15 a day would fucking have me okay.
Dude, I'll turn into Master Chief from Halo on 1,000 milligrams of fucking
Bro,
trend.
I have a Master Chief Funko Pop somewhere in here.
I thought I saw one of those in your fucking. I know you have a handful of Funko Pops.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I do have Master Chief though, bro. He's badass. That's,
Did you watch the Netflix series?
yeah, fuck yeah.
We started. I don't know, man. Sci-fi just ain't my thing. I don't know.
No, it's not. I
I
agree.
like I like the games, but like anything that has to do with like aliens and like
Yeah, I'm with you.
this like space, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just doesn't interest
I'm
me.
not into that. Like I'm not into Star Wars and all that shit.
Like fantasy, like give a fucking Witcher or like Skyrim, like I love that shit, like swords
Oh,
and fucking magic and shit.
Skyrim's my shit. Master Chief, Johnny Sins on track.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
What the fuck, bro? Why? Did you freeze? I think you froze.
Did you drop to?
Did you freeze?
No, I can't hear you. Did you drop?
No,
Or
I
did
think you froze.
I gotta come back. Well,
I'm gonna go back on now. I'm gonna go live again. I am live again.
coming.
Dude, bring it up, Johnny Sins, fucking guy.
Get this.
It says I'm live.
Here goes my hero. Yeah, I don't see you live.
Oh, what the fuck? It says I'm live. Yeah, it says I'm live now. What the fuck? There we go.
Fucking banned, man. I said something offensive. Oh, here we go. So I was making fun of the Star Wars nerds. That's why.
Yeah, the liberals got us.
Fuck, can't get in.
Do you see me live?
Oh,
No?
I see you live, but like it's just a black screen. I can't get in.
What the fuck?
Fucking, you know
I
who?
had a few more questions too. Let me go live again.
No cigar here, man.
Let me
Fuck.
see. Let me exit Instagram. Let me see. Okay, I just went back on Instagram.
Boot, you motherfuckers, man.
What did you say?
We're getting the boot.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? We must have pissed IG off.
You know who it was.
Who was it?
No.
Oh, come on. All right, let me see. I'm going on now. All right. That should be live. I don't. Let me see. Bro, it literally won't let me go on. It just stuck here. This is ridiculous.
I don't know. Maybe we're fucked.
The fuck? I'm gonna just shut my phone off and try that, and then hopefully we go back on because I had a couple more good questions.
What the fuck?
The fuck, dude?
What the fuck?
We got the boot. Meta got us.
Fucking meta.
Oh shit! Ridiculous, dude.
Too much Diet Coke.
What'd you say?
Too much Diet Coke. Sam's
Yeah,
coming up.
bro.
You
That
can hear
wasn't
her.
just
You
pure Diet Coke.
can hear Sam's slippers. She's coming upstairs. There she is. We got the boot for something.
I know, I saw.
We pissed
Did you
somebody
like
off.
all my questions?
I do like your questions. Yeah. She said that dude looked like trash. That shit was so funny.
He looked so bad. We
Chris,
looked him up.
Chris
Who was it?
Barrett.
Yeah, Chris Barica.
Chris, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw his NPC show. He got dead last. How are you fucking a pro and you get fucking dead last in the NPC show? Come on, bro.
Still look good.
No, it was horrible. Michelle asked me, she's like, what happened? Got the boot? Yeah. What's he doing over there? He looks like he's fucking.
He's probably trying to figure it out.
All right. My phone just turned back on. Let me see. I'm gonna go back on. I'm on Wi-Fi. I tried Wi-Fi. I tried 5G. Like, what the fuck?
Might just be Instagram.
Yeah, dude, it
They don't like
literally
the Diet Coke cat.
Yeah. I was just drinking one too.
Oh, she wanted to say hi. She saw you on the live.
Hey, how are you? Is that your baby doll? I'm
All right.
glad
They
she's
going on?
If it works, you do another couple minutes.
Huh.
I'm on 5G now. It says I am live. Do you see me?
Let's see. Let's take a look. Hey, there he is.
See me? There we go. We're back. We're back. Meta tried to fucking kick us off. He said, I see that ugly ass. That's so rude. The fuck, bro? I fucking pushed. Oh, there you go.
I saw JC said Master Chief slash Johnny Sins on trend.
I
Yeah,
love
that's an accurate way to describe how it would be actually.
I love it. So funny. All right, we're back. We got a few more questions. Meta's trying to kick us
Trying to
off.
impress us.
Yeah, they're trying to fucking kick us off. No shock. All right. What do you try to educate your guys' clients on before they touch PEDs for the first time?
Hmm. So long-term commitment, what the potential side effects are, mental, physical, all that shit. I
Yeah.
mean, pretty basic stuff. Basic stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, just making sure. I think one of the biggest things, obviously, hey, listen, blood work's going to be a little bit more frequent. Sure, you're not going to be doing it every month or two, but listen, when we tell you, hey, listen, cycle's done, X amount of time, this is when we want blood work. Cycle's going to start or whatever, right? Just being able to understand there's going to be certain times where blood work is going to be a requirement, not something that you're just going to go to your fucking doctor once a year and make sure that your fucking cholesterol's okay. And you got to be okay with maybe also even paying out of pocket a little bit for the blood work. I always tell people if you want to put the risks of PED usage out there, you got to be willing to understand that there's going to be a out of pocket price for some things. The health supplements we already talked about right on the podcast tonight, the blood work, right? Like, unfortunately, a lot of insurances aren't going to cover a full thyroid panel, even though they should, and it's normal shit, they're not going to. So I think just understanding that there's a cost that comes with it. There's a potential health cost that comes with it too, regardless of how much you're taking, little or a lot, whatever. And being okay with understanding the risks, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Like you already said, dude, too. There's a huge mental health thing. I think that you should be in the right frame of mind, making sure any form of possible depression or anxiety is being managed the best they can before touching hormones. I think that's a very big one because they can make shit worse. So I think Matt and I do a good job of trying to outline this for individuals. You got to be able to make an informed decision when it comes to drug use, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one of the big things is if I was somebody who's never used trim before and like we're at a point at prep where it would make sense to introduce a little bit of it,
yeah,
I always like get a sense of how is their temperament before that. Because if there's somebody that's a hothead, it's not likely we're going to play with trim.
no, I
It's
completely agree.
not worth it. Not worth it for a plastic trophy.
No, I completely agree. Join the army, have TRICARE, and now you have free blood work. You have to shower with dudes. So it's given days.
Oh my god.
um, but yeah, so um, just try. Hopefully, TRICARE covers everything, dude. Let me see what else we got. I think two more.
If you need a good source for blood work, as well as things like
Craziest
HRT,
experience from
peptides,
drugs, not PEDs. Oh god,
drugs.
I took 950 milligram edibles one time and was high for 3 days.
I remember you telling me that story. I
I
took
did. That shit was that was bad. I was hallucinating. I literally was crawling up the steps. I thought the house was on fire. Shit was nuts.
I took 6 grams of shrooms and I just cried in bed for like 3 hours.
Yeah, bro. I was going through. I remember I was laying on the couch downstairs, and Nina had her laminator on because she was like laminating shit for work. And I remember I popped
Wait,
up at
what were those called? What were those called? Laminators. What the fuck are they called? There was like a brand that was so popular forever. She probably had it. Anyway, go on.
and I remember like I was going through like spurts of happy as fuck and then spurts of extreme anxiety. And it was just like back and forth. And like I would sweat and then shiver. And I like had to pep talk myself to get off the couch. I would like to go to the bathroom. I remember I finally got to the bathroom. I come back And I literally started lecturing Nina about how she can't use the laminator because the fire department's going to come and like the house is going to burn the fuck down.
Oh my God.
Bro, it was
You were
crazy.
legitimately fucking losing your
Oh,
mind.
I was losing my mind. And then I remember like she was like, either taking you to the fucking hospital so they can laugh at you, or you're just gonna shut the fuck up. Like she's like, you're just really high. So I remember she goes
Yeah.
upstairs and I was like, fuck, where'd she go? So I literally started crawling up the fucking stairs because I couldn't walk. It was bad, dude. I was high. That was from Sunday to Wednesday. I was literally stoned.
Oh my God. I just read what John wrote. I did heroin infused ecstasy and thought I saw black void people walking through the wall and ceiling. Literally was tripping out. I low key chilling in the couch seat, jamming out.
Yeah, Don,
Jesus,
you
dude.
definitely beat me. What Jackie say? What's up, Jackie? How are you? Weed is
Because weed
legal.
is legal, do we think jobs factor it as a drug on a drug panel? Yeah, because it's not federally legal. However, depending on your industry, some don't care. Like I was in the software industry for a decade and they didn't give a fuck about weed. Every
Yeah,
software.
Jackie, I think it depends on the job, like Matt said. I think like teachers, yeah, they 100% care. I think truck driving, like CDL, 100% care. I think like police, fire, EMT, they care. But I think like there's some
Yeah.
jobs that like I know nurses don't they don't nursing doesn't give a shit. Um Now, right? They used to, not now, but I think it just depends on the job, right?
I love how everybody's giving us their like
Tommy, I
impairments.
was at
It's
drunk. I was at a
hysterical.
Jewish wedding and started dancing around with a chick. Tommy, I would love to do 9 edibles with you, buddy. I have not done an edible since that. Fuck that. No shot.
What the fuck? I don't know how we got on this tangent, but it's pretty hysterical.
It's fucking hilarious. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see what else we got. What is one thing you wish every person trying to get into competing understood?
All about time and consistency. Some fucking magic bullet.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was going to say time, consistency, effort. Yep. 100%.
Yep. Off season can be super monotonous. I mean,
It's the
I've
same
went
redundant.
periods where like I've went periods where my plan won't change for like 3 months, and it's like I'm still improving. Like, like it's boring shit, but it's literally doing the same thing over and fucking over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. I got two more. Um so this I don't know who this person is, but they said provided somebody has enough tissue already built to compete for a pro card in their given division, how long would you say is too long for them to prep during the year?
It's impossible to tell without
Yes, I was going
knowing
to
the
say
person.
it's impossible straight cut answer.
Yeah. Yeah, because somebody like myself, for example, like I said, my food is high. It is not low right now. And my cardio is 25 minutes, 5 days a week. I lost 18 pounds in 2 weeks. Like I do not need a long time to prep. And most people wouldn't realize that working with me, out the gate versus somebody else who doesn't get in shape quick might need 2 or 3 times as long as me, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
can entirely person dependent.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Completely agree. Um, what's Sam say? Oh, same. Yeah. All right, let's see. I got one more.
I want to sell a good one.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. I had a few from 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, if there's any other questions in the chat, obviously drop them in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So this is a blood work question. Um, how much does blood work influence your guys' coaching decisions?
I mean, it's very important at the end of the day, man. I mean, how am I gonna know what to do with somebody's, let's just call it AIs, if I have no idea what their estradiol is on TRT or being off cycle, right? I don't know. It's really important to
Yeah,
can't really do our jobs effectively without it.
I agree.
Now that being said, if somebody signs up and they're like, hey, I can't get my blood work for another month or two because that's when my insurance, like, I already got it once this year and I'm getting it, my annuals due or whatever. like we can still obviously progress in the right direction, but like we got to see the blood work at some point relatively early on to make sure that we're doing everything we can. Because
100%.
if you have somebody, we'll just take the same person and duplicate them. Person A has blood work and you're able to optimize everything right out the gate, and person B doesn't. And little did you know, like their thyroid was off, or their iron was low, or their fucking estradiol was through the roof. Like those are going to be two completely different outcomes at the end of a
100%.
3 6 month, phase versus, the one that does have the labs.
Yep, yep, yep. Awesome. Any
Yeah, a perfect example I had of that is like I had a friend of mine who just started working with me finally after like a fucking year of talking about it. And right out the gate, dude, I mean, he was just ending a cycle, and he wasn't running any AIs, and his estrogen was like 140. Like I put him on a little bit of fucking Romacin, and a week later, he's like, "Bro, I feel like a new man."
yeah.
If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have known to just
No.
throw him on a
No.
specific amount of
No.
AIs.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah. And what I will say, and just kind of cap this last question off for this week, but it, without blood work, and I can't tell you how many times I'm telling somebody, hey,
Hey,
we need to get this blood work done. Like, and then a month later, it's like, you still haven't got it done. Like, there's a reason why. I'm not just telling you to go get blood work so I could just fucking not look at it. Like if you're telling me you're listening and I know your body's not responding, I need to know what the fuck it is. Is it hormonal? Is it your thyroid hormones? Is it your sex? What is it? Is it your body's too fucking inflamed? Your blood work can literally tell us if your body shouldn't be in a deficit anymore. You know what I mean?
mm,
It should tell us if you need to diet, right? It's going to tell us how well your body's handling the fucking food we're giving it. So it's not just for nothing, right? So I would just encourage people to take when your coach asks you for blood work, very serious. Just get it done.
yeah, just do it. Just fucking do it.
Like women, obviously, it's a little more of a sensitive timeline around their period and such. But like if they're not on birth control or if they're on like the non-hormonal copper bullshit, but like for guys, it's like why the fuck you waiting all this time? Like if it's a financial thing, just tell Matt or I. We're understanding. We're very understanding individuals. Like if you're like, hey, coach, listen, I don't have health insurance. I can't afford the $1,000 panel off fucking Merrick or Viva or wherever. Sure. Okay. We'll say, listen, that's fine. But, we'll do whatever we can to make some adjustments. Maybe it's because our carb cycle and you, so you have some more food and we start to just experiment based off our knowledge and experience with some different shit to get you to respond again. But it's just important, and it can, like you said, it can dictate a lot. If somebody starts telling you that they're moody and shit, okay, well, without blood work, how do I know? Your test might be too fucking high for where your estrogen, fucking ratio is at. And like you said, like you give somebody maybe a little bit of a Novaldex or Romacin or whatnot, and you get it cranking. It's like, wow, fuck, my joints don't hurt anymore. I'm not moody anymore. But we're not
My
fucking mind.
nipples don't hurt. My nipples aren't leaking anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not lactating. But it's one of them things where it's like if we don't know, we can't assist, right? And we're not mind readers at the end of the day.
Mm,
We can relab work pretty fucking good and make some good fucking adjustments off of it, but we're not mind readers, right? And Sam, you're 100% right. Yeah, I feel bad for women. It's kind of fucked up. It's
it's
like you
challenging.
got to go between these fucking 3 days. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, anybody else have any? Do we see any other questions or no?
So
Yeah, we're good, right? It can be expensive to get blood work done, but you have to communicate with your coach about what's going on in your end so your coach can guide you. Yeah, 100%.
well said.
100%. But yeah, that's all I got. They were great questions tonight. As always, we can get some really fucking good questions, man, the last few months.
So we have.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.